Awesome. So, I thought Intimate Apparel was very interesting. One thing that I found interesting was that the play was set in 1905 and it was about an African American seamstress. For that time period, it seemed a bit strange for a woman of color to be a seamstress, but it was also very interesting. One thing I found strange was how firm George was with on having Esther give him all the money she has earned. One value that is shown in this play is the value of love. You can kind of tell throughout the play that Mr. Marks and Esther have some sort of relationship, though Mr. Marks cannot be with Esther because she is not Jewish. You can sort of tell that they do love each other but cannot be with each other because of his religion. Another value that is shown in this play is the value of classism. Esther receives a letter from George, but she can't respond because she's illiterate, so Mrs. Van Buren writes to him. This clearly shows that the lower class does not have access to such things as education, whereas the upper class does. I think that this goes to show that the play was pretty perfectly written for its time period, and one word that I found to not understand and hard to pronounce was busilicum. Turns out the word is Barbados slang for a noisy person. Now that I know what this word means, I can understand what they are saying, that this noisy person is not going to hear anything. One connection that I found to exist is that using words like busilicum is how they talk in the play, and it makes me understand some other aspects of the play now as well. The relationship between Intimate Apparel and the African American experience is that it shows how hard African Americans had to work to provide for the things they wanted in life. It also shows how African Americans were taken advantage of. I think this play reinforces our understanding of the African American experience. I think one reason Nottage wrote this play was so that people could understand what it was like being an African American. I think that this play reinvents stereotypes of African Americans. Some people, especially those who were born in the 21st century, may not remember a time when African Americans had to fight so hard to get the chance to be considered equals. I mean, they're still fighting today. I think that this play reinvents those stereotypes so people can understand what a struggle it truly has been for them. I believe stereotypes of African Americans still exist today. I mean, you see it in the news all the time and even in the obituaries sometimes. Black man shot by police officer while unarmed. I mean, they still exist. I mean, then there are other stereotypes like gender. People believe that women should still be home and cooking and cleaning. And those do still exist in society. Maybe not as much as they used to, but they still do. Stereotypes are perpetuated when people are with other people that confirm those certain stereotypes. One thing that I think helps to overcome stereotypes is by meeting new people and not hanging out with the people that perpetuate certain stereotypes. My first question is, do you think that if Mr. Marks were not Jewish, that him and Esther would probably get together? If so, do you think that Mr. Marks would support Esther wanting to open a beauty salon? And my second question is, why do you think George married Esther truly? Because it doesn't seem like he married her for her personality or looks.